Hello folks and welcome back. We're at the mission challenges in the Human Comedy and we're doing the 1 hour round Tsukuba in the Roadster touring car. So we're limited to 600 pp, so you got to go and buy your car and then tune it to 600. We're going to use permanently racing hards. You can use any racing type tire plus wets or intermediates. We've increased ballast to 7. We are running standard everything virtually. Brake system of sports comes with the car. We've stroked up, we've engine balance tuning, we've done the body rigidity, we've put a racing air cleaner on, and that's it, no turbo. This is giving us a PP of 599.99, just that 1.01 off. And then you've got to work out what your strategy is going to be. So, newsflash, I've made it easier for you. Settings, always the same. Traction control 1, default ABS, everything else off. I've run this race twice. And we're going to see a top and a bottom view. 2 races, same car. 1 aiming to do a 2-stopper. 1 aiming to go as fast as physically possible. And this is warts and all. And it's interesting to see when you go through this, which way we're going. So if you notice, the top one is fuel map 5. The bottom one is fuel map 3. And with that, what we're aiming to do is run as hard as we can in fuel map 3 to try and... We know there's rain coming, so you'll see the bottom screen. It's the one I did first. You'll see me looking and watching for the rain, and I'll keep flipping the multifunction display around just to try and catch it. But we're always mainly going to stay in the fuel setting of 3 because we're going to try and run this as quick as we can. As you can see, both cars there struggling behind the same guy. Top screen is in position 14 and the bottom screen is still in 14, so it didn't matter which power we were running, we're exactly the same. And look, it's the same guy in front. So funnily enough, this mission challenge actually runs exactly the same. It doesn't matter what you do. I've not found it run anything different. Weather's the same, everything else. So the guy at the bottom should be running faster, and it's actually quite neck and neck between the 5 and the 3. No real dramas. Running exactly the same tyre, running exactly the same setup, no different. So, it's a real good race actually, it's a good balance of the car. What I do know, and it's not something I didn't tell you in the setup, is change the rear wing to the big high one and you'll gain 5 pp. It's actually 5 pp less than any other wing. I guess it offers less downforce. This car's quite a handler, it's alright, it does what it needs to do. So it gets a little bit wet in the wet, and you see the top car was shoved off the screen there by somebody, but here we go, the bottom screen's got up to 13th now, and he's going to take this fella, hopefully. And both of these driving is me, so there's no drama. I refer to him as the fella. That's what my driving image would be, I say, but gained another place now. The bottom screen is up to 12th. We're on the same lap. Now the reason why I'm trying different strategies, or was trying different strategies, is because your performance for the leaderboards is measured on the amount of laps you do. And here's the thing, we know that you can go faster on certain types of tyre in certain conditions. And if you read the little information hints, and I've never done it before this race, at the bottom of the start screen you'll see 4 little boxes, 4 drivers giving their opinion on what's going to happen. Now you should run the race. Well, the interesting thing if somebody mentions rain, and should you use full mets or intermediates? Well, that's part of the process, isn't it? So here we go, I'm running 2 setups, the same setup at 2 races. One I'm going to aim to pit on the 20 minutes. So we'll pit at 20 minutes, at 40 minutes. And that's the top screen. I'm running a strategy to run that event. In the bottom screen, my plan was to run 15 minutes and pit 3 times and try and change my tyres to suit the conditions. Once I'd done that race though, the bottom one I ran first, I was aiming to match the conditions that I knew what would happen. So I aimed to run all the way on hards, and as you can see the tyre scrub, ooh, that wasn't very nice. The tyre scrub isn't actually significant on the hards. And one of the clues, one of the tips is, could you actually run this race on a single stop? And I believe you possibly can. If you wound it back to 6, because I don't actually do that, but it would be an interesting comparison. It's one I might do yet. It'd be good to do a 4-car comparison, because you wouldn't get these blocks on the end of the screens. But what I was planning on doing was putting the lap count on the left hand side and the pit number on the right hand side and the position, etc. in nice big yellow text so you can read it, because I know some of you might struggle on your mobile phones reading this, but if you can get to an iPad or a TV screen, maybe if you're watching on YouTube on TV, you could put it on the big screen and you can almost read it all. But I'm trying to do something different. I'm trying to give you something back, something to allow a little more than just putting a setup on the screen and saying here's how I did it. This is really how I did it, and putting a bit of effort in. But there we go. So bottom screen is up to 10th place, is on lap 5. The top screen is up to 13th. But here's the thing, look at the difference between the two. Genuinely, running full map 5 and fuel map 3, there ain't much in it. In fact, the fuel map 5 is actually, let's see, he's in 13th, but he's only some 30 yards back. Look at the difference. We've just gone past the Marshall Tower and the same above. So there's 3 seconds in it. So for me, you might as run the fuel map 5 as the fuel map 3. I wonder what happened if I ran it fuel map 2. Would there be much difference? But there isn't. We've seen the bottom screen go off the track once, but he's making progress. He's got to. We'll see where we go. We'll see who pits where and when, and we'll see who does what and how far ahead. So the bottom screen's now up to 8th. We're both on lap 6. I genuinely don't think we'll see much difference in the lapping till very probably the end. It seems so tight, but I wonder. We've only pitted twice, then we might have pitted 4 times. I don't know, can't remember. It was so long ago this morning. Oh, it's been a long day. But the deal is that we attempt to get to the top of our both friends' racing ladder, and then we try and look at the national ladder. Because I know somebody's done 59 laps, and my lord, that is some laps. But I am not that good at tuning cars. Bottom car's gone off the screen, off the track again, a little bit around there, but he's up to 8th, so he's 3 places ahead, both on lap 7. Bottom screen has cleared turn 1, and he's still waiting for rain in that bottom screen. I could have done some whizzy speed up, I guess, probably, but I didn't know whether you'd actually benefit from that, because we're trying to do a bit of a study here, maybe scientific experiment. So the bottom screen up to 8th place, and he's now actually distinctly pulling away. So he's very much at the Marshall Tower now, as the top screen is just entering that back straight out the hairpin. And by the way, folks, this is warts and all, so if I go off, I have to deal with it. This is about winning the event. I'm not a pro, I'm no expert at all this, I'm just doing it my way. And sometimes it's wrong, but hey, the idea is to get the gold and move on and get the next test done. But it's not often I go and try and get to the top of the leaderboards, but I can tell you I am in the world ranking top 10 for one event. I haven't brought that to the screen yet, but I will do. I have actually done the event on a video, but I haven't actually done the one where I break into the top 10. But I'm sure you're all very interested. One of you will say, "Ooh, which event is it?" It's not for going fast, folks, I promise. Because I'm not fast, I just get golds. So let's do a summary of where we are. Top screen's in 10th place, bottom's in 8th, so he's catching up the bottom screen. Top screen's just gone on to lap 9. Sorry, bottom screen's gone on to lap 9. Top screen is just going into lap 9 now. I'm not seeing any rain. Both cars are looking for rain now. Can't see any. I'm just wondering if we're both behind the same guy. No. Both making the way through traffic. Bottom screen in 7th, top one in 9th. screen, just going into the hairpin and away. Ooh, and then we leave the circuit on the top screen. I'm getting them confused, aren't I, as I'm talking? Need to shut up. Top screen is definitely pulling away. Top screen's in 8th place. Bottom's in 7th. That's right. Bottom screen's further ahead. It's not working well in my head. Bottom screen's on to lap 10. Am I seeing rain? I'm seeing spots of rain, I think. They might be. They holograms, graphical hitches. Not sure. Oh, it's dirt or stuff. Could be dirt being thrown up by the car in front, but I'll tell you what, the old Fuel Map 5 isn't doing so bad. You can see, ooh, just nip up the inside there. There's only one place between them and the length of the back straight, I'd say now. Be interesting to see what happens when we pit, because whilst I've run both races, I haven't considered where one car will be when the other car pits, and tactically trying to work out which is the better event. I'm expecting it to be rainy and dark on both screens at roughly the same time. I am seeing what looks like rain, I just don't know whether it is. The clouds are starting to get a wee bit overcast. So lap 11. Just looking at the fuel. So top screen's got half a tank. Bottom screen is coming round to a third, I'd say, almost. Get a little good side image of that Miata. Unos, whatever what you want to call it. MX-5, soap on a rope, whatever else you want to call it. Mazda Roadster. Good little car. In all fairness, the oldest models must be the best part of 25 years old now and still going strong. People love them. I know a young lady I used to work with had a green one that was rusted to hellery, but she wouldn't part with it. Wouldn't part with it at all. A guy quoted her $2,000 to repair it, and he'd give her $2,000 to buy it off. So it's like, does she need to spend $2,000 to get it repaired, or does she want $2,000? So she could have $4,000 and go buy a different new car. She didn't want it. So look at that. Top screen's gone is in 8th, push in 7th. Bottom screen's in 7th. Just looking at the rain. There we see it on the bottom screen. We can see the rain on the rain map there. So it's coming. What we can actually see here is in the race, things are happening differently because we're actually chasing the same car. Bottom screen's chasing him in 6th. There he goes, he's gone past him. So, oh, has he? Yeah, he's now up to 6th. He's actually just dived straight past 2. That was a beautiful manoeuvre, actually. Has he gone past? No, he gets side slammed by position 5, and then he actually takes it with a bit of better acceleration. So the rain's coming. Oh, just went round the outside on the bottom screen. That's impressive manoeuvre. So coming around to a quarter tank. Top screen's coming around to a third. And the rain maps look pretty similar, so there's very little difference between the two. We do have what looks like incoming rain. That dude in 5th place was giving the bottom screen a bit of hell, wasn't he? was 3 places ahead. Just hoping top screen actually gets past this guy, because he's just actually holding us up a wee bit. Can we close that door on him? No, we aren't been able to, are we? He's come up the inside and done exactly the same manoeuvre. And he's not one I'd typically call a dirty driver. You know, with the AI, how they seemingly tend to knock you about? Well, there you go. Bottom screen's up to 4th. And in the top screen, that guy's gone to the pit. So, we're about to get a fuel warning, I think, bottom screen. As we're just at a third of a tank left on the top screen. So, both on lap 15. Top screen in 6th, bottom screen in 4th. And pit stops now generally starting to affect the race. First of the rain is about to happen in both screens. Oh, the bottom screen is now lapping cars, top screen's up to 5th, so again there's a place between them. But look at the distance on the map, it's the whole of the back straight and the hairpin now between them. Yeah, so corner and straight, top screen goes up into 4th. Bottom screen significantly benefiting from the pitting, and he's just come back out in front us to hold 2nd, I think, bottom screen. No, he's just fighting with him. So there he is, into 2nd place and comfortable. Top screen looks like he's in 4th. Yes, he is, just coming out from the pitters. They've all pitted, and they'll have pitted for new tyres, and they'll have got full fuel load as the rain starts to happen. That's his Al on the top screen, which we just unceremoniously give him a bit of a shove through. Hey, we're not online, you know, Widow. Stop it. So bottom screen's just checking his fuel map. He's going in for fuel, so he's pitting first. And here comes the pit. We're not changing tyres because they look pretty healthy, but we're going to take a full load of fuel. So where will that put us in the top screen as we're coming to pit? Will we be actually in front by running the actual fuel map on 5? But would you consider it in front? Because ultimately, you've still got to pit. So is it going to be faster running the bottom strategy is the question. Is there an overcut or is there an undercut? We will find out. There he goes, released, and we are straight ahead. So he's round the corner. We're going to dive straight into the hairpin as he comes off the first turn. Top screen's in 3rd place, bottom screen's in 5th. But he's pitted, so generally we're going to see now over the next couple of laps which one seems to be coming out the best. We've not had a lot of rain, there's no water on the rain marker. By the rain marker I mean that gauge at the bottom left of each of the screens next to the clock. As you can see, the times are running pretty much concurrently. The countdown timer. Looks pretty even. I'm just studying that myself to make sure. Yeah, they are pretty much aligned. I did a good job of that, I think. So at this point then, who's got the fastest lap? Well, in the bottom screen, Widdowmaker definitely has the fastest lap with a 1:59 something. And in the top screen, we've got a minute .00.286. It looks like 386. So overall not so bad. Bottom screen definitely generally seems faster. And is he going to catch up? Well, he's got a full tank of gas. The rain looks to be some way off yet. Let's see where the top screen is. What's he like for fuel? He's about to get his first fuel warning. So top screen is running hard down the back straight. Bottom screen's definitely catching, I think, because he just came on to the back straight as top screen moved off. Top screen's in 2nd. Bottom screen's in 4th. But top screen's got 1st place in sight now. Look at it. He really has done a job of catching him. And I'm wondering whether top screen's actually pitted. I don't think he has, you know. Oh, bottom screen's crashed as we came off the corner. Oh, back end lost it. Oh my lord. Oh. That's unusual for me to make that kind of mistake, especially when I'm running traction control. If I remember back to my mindset at the time, I was generally thinking about something else. I was thinking about something else in the rain. I was looking at the rain screen. I was thinking about all the things I'm thinking about now while I'm trying to talk to you guys. I was thinking about trying to catch up because I'm in 5th and I'm some 14 seconds off the lead. But I wasn't. I am now because I've crashed the damn thing, and that's the purpose of concentration, folks. You've got to keep tuned in. So, top screen now, the focus. He's actually trailing the leader now, just making the way past the back marker who hasn't really given it up for the blue flags. Gonna catch up with number 1. Fuel warning's just giving me the indicator, so be interesting to know how many laps of fuel I've got left to go. Come on, take that rain radar off. It doesn't look like I'm getting any rain right this time. But what are we going to do? Are we going to stay on hards, or are we going to change to inters? Because we can see the rain coming. Both cars are currently on hards, racing hards, so the rain hasn't really started. We've seen some rain, some splashes, but nothing else. So the top screen's benefiting from the fact that here we go, 1.2 to go, so we've got to pit on this lap. We've got to pit. Let's see how close we can get to the leader though. Bottom screen's definitely lost out because of that spin. But don't forget, this one's pitted, so bottom screen is the focus to see how far ahead he can be when he comes out, because that's what it's all about. Top screen focusing on going into the pits. I'm taking the right hand side and I'm going to the pits. The question is first place pitting? We're in. Don't really slow down for that. So we're gonna go. Did I choose inters on the top screen? Did I choose inters? Well, that's interesting, because there's racing hard showing there. I don't think I did. I think we're just going to fuel up. We're just taking fuel. We're going to gamble. We're going to try and run this first session of rain without changing tyres. We're going to do the first rain sector on hards, and away we go. And we're out in 5th place. The car on the bottom screen's in 4th. So even though the bottom screen had that spin, he's still better positioned for track pace. Which he should be, which he generally should be, because he's going faster and he's using more fuel. But here's the thing, bottom screen, when are we going to pit? What are we going to pit for? Do we know what we're going to do? Top screen knows he's got to run this in hard tyres, but the bottom screen, he's coming down to half a tank of gas. What are we going to do? There's the question. Do we run it in hards? Do we continue through this in hards? Or do we do something different? That's the question. Technically he's ahead in 4th on the bottom screen. Top screen is in 5th, but catching, because 4th is ahead of us, Mr. Fraga. He's going to do them both. Oh, braking like a geezer. Into there he goes. Oh, just touch that back end, give him a nudge. Oh, the race is on. Can we take him tight on this hairpin? Yeah, we're going to go up inside. No, we're not. He's just blocked just enough. So bottom screen, definitely got the fastest lap of the race. And he's away down the back straight, lapping cars now consistently. And we're on the top screen there, just trying to take Mr. Frog, but he's holding us off. He's doing well. We're not trying to knock him off. We're trying to be rare. fair. We're trying to race fair. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, the clock's pretty similar. There is probably about a quarter of a second difference. Oh, we get blocked behind the back marker and the top screen. And here comes the rain. Both cars are pitted, bottom car's on half tank. And we haven't actually got any rain on the gauge yet. Mr. Frag has just pulled away fractionally. But my guess is he's running softs or mediums. When we were looking at the pittings, people were running softs and mediums. Didn't see anybody on hards. So they're running high fuel strategies and they're changing the tyres. So they're running less PP cars, which gives us the chance to catch up in fairness. Because they would be, you know, having less mods. So we both just broke into the rain barrier. It's now going to rain solid. We've got rain on the gauge. Both cars are running pretty healthy tyre wear. Bottom screen's in 4th, top's in 5th, so there's one place in it. And there's a whole length of the start-finish straight between the two of them. As he goes into the hairpin on the bottom straight, we haven't cleared the first turn. But we're pace setting off Mr. Fraga, which ain't a bad thing. Looking at the top screen, it looks like we're 21 seconds behind the leader. Bottom screen, we're 14 seconds behind the leader. Generally seems to be about right. The representation of the races seem to be running at the same speed. But if you do look, the places are switched, so it's not exactly the same race we're running. But it does kind of give the feel that I'm two cars in the same race, which is kind of what I was trying to show. So both cars now, top screen's just moving on to lap 26, and he's a good chunk behind now. Places still remain the same. Place 5 in the top screen and 4 respectively in the bottom. Both cars are into the... Have we run a sub 1 minute lap on the top screen? No, we haven't. It's raining now and that's not going to happen. On the bottom screen we've got... Have we generally got a 0.99? And I thought we had. Yes, yeah, we have. It was before the pit stop, so it's way down the bottom. And there's the interesting thing. We pitted on lap 16. Lap 16 of the bottom screen, and we pitted on lap 21. So 5 lap difference is the difference between a 3 and a 5. We're through the middle of the rain. Pittings are happening again now. Frag has gone to the pits on the top screen. Pitting's happening on the bottom screen as well. So we're going to advance up the field. Top screen's gone up to 2nd. Bottom screen's down to 3rd. And it looks like the AI cars are going to a wet tyre right at the end of the rain barrier. That's a duff call from their pit wall if ever I seen one. So top screen's up to 2nd. Bottom screen's in 3rd. Not that he's lost any places, it's just how pitting's happening. Top screen, position 1 has gone to the pits, but there's no way we're going to get out in front of him, I don't think. Bottom screen is first on track out of the 2 cars. And these top 2 have gone in, so potentially bottom screen's going to lead the lap at any minute. As he comes round the start-finish straight, he's definitely going to go into first, I would say. Maybe. He's showing in first now. Oh, this is getting dead interesting. So bottom screen is in first place. Top screen is in 2nd. He's been in, pitted and come out again. But here's the thing folks, the rain's finished. I got a funny feeling all of those cars that pitted now have changed onto the wrong tyres. Oh, on the bottom screen we've overshot the old apex of the corner there. We're actually suffering in the wet with our tyres and we've got less fuel, so we're down to just a third of a tank, and we're able to carry more speed, and that is not good because we're losing time, but we're in first place and we're a good, what, 2 seconds ahead almost. Top screen we're second, some 13-14 seconds off the front, but we're pushing on. The rain's finished. The track wet depth on the left hand side near the clock is showing just a fraction over the first marker. So actually intermediates are probably the tyre to run currently, but it aren't going to be for so long because you're going to start to see a dry line appear. Top screen just passing the back marker, we're lapping up to 10th. Bottom screen we're in first and we're lapping, he's 18th, so that doesn't really give us a good indicator because that would be in lap twice I would suggest, but he's actually making pace. There we go, the rain band has passed us by and it looks like the sky's clearing up a wee bit, sunshine might break through. We're actually making up. Ooh, I'll lean on him a wee bit, get around that corner, that's the way. So what I'm kind of expecting now is the AI are going to have to pit again and change to a dry weather tyre, and lucky enough folks, we're already on that dry tyre. Bottom screen's quarter of a tank, he's now going to start to get a message that he needs to pit, but what's he going to do? The question is, what is he going to do? Is he going to stay on the softs, on the racing hards, I mean, a racing tyre? Is he going to go to wets? What's he going to do? I think we've got to choose. He's going to be pitting in the next 3 laps, I'd say. Top screen's getting a bit wobbly, still in second. Bottom screen's on to lap 30, top screen's just gone onto it. We're running pretty even. What I would like to know is what's the net position on pit stops, I wonder. I'm not seeing any rain in the future. If I'm looking down at that map and knowing that the rain is moving up the screen, I'm not seeing any rain. I'm seeing lots of loads of clouds, but whether that's going to carry rain, I don't know. So bottom screen well below quarter per tank, is about to get a flash or two. Top screen's just nerfed the fella at the top. Come on, let him past. You got a blue flag, my friend. Get out of the way. I think we're hearing both sound overlays as well. I think I've left both on, which is interesting. Oh, we've just had a smack in the butt on the top screen. Yeah, weather looks to be pretty similar between the events. It's not changed any. There is a large mass of rain coming in from that bottom left-hand corner. 1/8 of a tank, bottom screen. 1/2 a tank, top screen. What we know is the top screen might go to lap 40 before changing tyres, and the bottom screen might be lap 32. Oh, rain appeared, bottom of the screen. So, bottom of the rain gauge there on the screen. On the multifunction display we can see rain is coming. Rain is inbound. Top screen first, we've gone into pole. The leader has pitted for he's on intermediates, and I'm guessing they're going to change off intermediates and they're fueling up. They're going to go back to softs. They have done. They've changed back to racing tyres, and there's rain coming, so that's looking our way, folks. That's looking good for us. Bottom screen needs to think about changing to intermediates. He's about to get a flash on his fuel gauge any minute. There it is, flashing away. So he's gonna, if he gets 1.2 cool this time, he's gonna pit next lap. And I think the right call, because there's still gauge on the meter, the right call is to take inters. The right call will be inters. There's the flashing warning, 1.4. So yeah, take that fuel, take that pit, fuel up. Question is, 26 minutes to go. Will that be the last pit stop because of fuel? Might have to just change the fuel gauge, try and stretch the inters to the end of the race. That'll give him a 2-stop strategy. Because he's pitted twice, or will have. He's pitted once. Both cars have pitted once at this time. Both cars are running in first place. And there's the length of the back straight between them, I'd suggest. Bottom car is first on track, and he's now coming on to the back straight. Yeah. But he's going to pit. There he's got 0.4. He's making it into the hole. Oh no, didn't actually hit the hole. He actually hit the sign, which wasn't a foam block, it was concreted in. So he's taking intermediate tyres and they're going to take fuel. And look at the top screen, coming around the final corner, both on lap 33, first on the road to the top screen. There he is, he's going past the pit in now. There he goes in for his tyres. Where's the rain gauge? The rain gauge is saying not a lot of rain about, so he's taken inters early. And that could be interesting. Did he take inters? That's the question, because he's looking down. I actually think he took rain hard. Oh my, I'm looking at the screen and that's looking... No, he didn't. He took inters. I just had to have a little bit of a focus there. He's definitely on inter tyres. Definitely. So, top screen first on the road. Bottom screen has dropped down to third place. And the rain is coming. It's hammering down. You can hear it. The top car's starting to slide about a bit, but he's just got to push on until that rain gauge says to change. Ideally at the end of the tank. So just braking into the hairpin, taking up the inside of that young man there, just running past with the green wheels. Bottom screen is there for is a little way back, but the top screen is yet to pit. So the interesting question is where they're placed, where they're positioned. What I will have done is learnt from the bottom screen and not to just misalign your entry into that pit lane. That was shocking. Must have lost another 5 or 6 seconds there. So that's 2 incidents for the car on the bottom screen. And we've just entered the full rain. I don't think it's downpour level. I can't see any blue spots on that water radar, that rainfall radar, weather radar, whatever you want to call it. What you can see there on that corner, that chicane have just gone through. It's not a chicane, it's more of a kink. Is we're taking a lot of mud on that corner, and then this one up on the right hand side, we're taking a lot of mud there, but we don't actually, we stay off it. Taking some mud there, you can see where people are running it. I do love the facet of the game where they show tyre wear through the grass and turns it to mud. It's really good. Here we go, running into the back straight. Yeah, a third of a tank, top screen. So we're still running quite quickly. What we're running, 102s on, off into the gravel. Off into the gravel. We maybe should have pitted at that point. We maybe should have. Have we gone 1 lap too late? Looking at the rain gauge, it's just gone above that marker, the first marker. But that's probably the difference. So we're at quarter tank. Yeah, and then others are starting to pit now. You can see them behind pitting. Probably the right thing to do. We're coming into what looks a huge band of rain. They'll probably take us to the end of the race, I guess. Probably. I don't know. So bottom screen's now in first place because of pitting, but he's already on the intermediates, so there's no need for the bottom screen to stop. Everybody else is taking an additional pit. So that puts him into first place on the track, but not on the screen. Top screen, is he going to pit? Is he going to start to move over as though he's going to take the pits? He's moving to the centre of the track. He is, he's going for the pit lane, but he's learned and he dives straight in. He's going to intermediates. There he is. He's got 25% fuel, so he's short fueling at this point. He's actually going to take gas, and there on the bottom screen he's coming down the back straight, coming around the final turn. Top screen needs to, he's just coming in now, so it's similar, but top screen is definitely ahead on the road, and he's first in the race. Top screen just filling up now, and away he goes from the pit stall. He's filled up, he's got a new set of inters on. We're tackling the rain. They're IMs, intermediates. We didn't go full wets because what we're going to try and do is run this all the way to the end. It's a 2-stop strategy at the top, and we've got one more because of fuel, I think, on the bottom screen. And if we're going to stop for tyres on the bottom screen, we're going to take fuel, because I don't think that would get us all the way to the end. So it really is a cat and mouse, topsy-turvy switcheroo. It's the length of the straight, and the corner has been restored back to the bottom screen. So folks, are we any nearer to understanding who's actually going to make the most amount of laps in the race? What do you reckon? Can you think of anything at this point? I'm not sure at this time. Some decidedly good overtake taking place on that bottom screen. So overall clock to 0, we've got 18 minutes left in the race. Just looking at the bottom of the weather radar, can I see a break in the weather coming through, or is it just holes? No, it's just holes. Ooh, as we smack the guy in front, 15th place, but no serious damage done, one would say. The AI are built like brick proverbial houses. Top screen's not bothered about the rain at the minute because he's still in fuel map 5. He's running it long. He knows he's on the right tyre for the conditions. Bottom chap knows that he's on the right tyre for the conditions, but he might have the opportunity to pit, take fuel and run that tyre to the end, or not necessarily change pit for fuel but pit for a tyre. Be interesting to see what actually happens. So that's lap 40 we're on, folks. That's 2 stints completed by each car. Actually, I'm quite surprised with the top screen. It seems that the race is actually playing out differently from the AI perspective. Bottom screen starting to get all over the place as the rain gauge starts to move up towards the second marker, 2/3. Interesting enough, on that rain gauge, when it goes above the second marker, it'll be considered water on the track. There will be standing puddles, so they will start to aquaplane, or the car will start to aquaplane because the tyre will lose contact. Bottom screen's gone for full wets. He's actually running faster. He's actually running on what's it called? He's actually running a higher fuel map. He's running at 3. So is he going to top off the fuel and try and run wet all the way to the end? Here he comes into the pits, and that will give the top screen first place on the track. He's going to top off the fuel. What he knows is that's 20 minutes to the end of the race. He doesn't have to stop again. He can just run wet all the way, and he'll be much better off because at this point the weather is deep. And look what's happened on the rain gauge. Can you see it there? There looks like the end of the rain bank is coming through. So as he's changed on to wets, the outlook for the race has changed. Both cars are running in second in the race. So it's neck and neck. One would suggest that the top screen is currently first on the road, but you'd expect the bottom screen to now start catching up because he's on the wet tyres, and you can see how much he's drifting and he's left the circuit. So the difference there is the fuel map, not the tyre. Fuel map 3 is just too much for the conditions when you're running one traction control, which is what I am. And pitting's happening for our AI cars, both top and bottom screen. And look, you can see the bottom screen actually catching. Hand over fist, look. Absolutely hand over fist. So we've had a bit of a juggle about. Bottom screen's into first on the road. Top screen's in second. It doesn't look like he's actually going to get anywhere near the car in front. He's some 16 seconds ahead. I don't know whether first place on the top screen is running full wets. It probably is. But that'll be the difference. Top screen looks far more controllable. There's a bit of a twitch there, but I think that was the car he was overtaking. Down at 14 minutes, just under 15 minutes on the clock to go, so 25% of the race. And I would guess first place on the top screen is actually starting to run out of fuel. And there's the end of the rain coming up. It's coming hard now though. Coming proper hard. Bottom screen still in first. Just the back end breaking free round that corner under throttle. Still second in the race though between the two cars. Very interesting. Oh, bottom screen makes some dicey overtaking manoeuvres there. He's only that short stretch behind now, the top screen. So, but top screen is second in the race, so it's definitely different how the race has played out between the two races. Different AI pace, different order of traffic as well. Or is there? Yeah, there is. The first and second places look to be the same, but as you go down, Fraga's just splitting those other two, Spanish and the German guy by the looks of it. So we're about to end the rain period. The track will start to dry out. But in all fairness, if you see, the rain's eased off because the rain gauge is below that second marker. So wherever the top screen has been at a disadvantage now, because the track's drying, the bottom screen is on wet. So are we thinking that changing to wets was actually the mistake? Because the traction control issues would have been a problem. What he should have done, bottom screen, was probably increase traction by reducing the fuel map. So he should have moved up to 5 or 6 fuel map to stop the sliding rather than go for wets. He could have stretched his actual running, so he could have probably done 3 or 4 more laps and gone on inters before the rain. Ran on fuel map 5, because we did work out at the start that there wasn't a massive difference between fuel maps 3 and 5, and as we can see, top screen, as we said, top screen has had 1 incident, bottom screen has had 3 now that he's hit the entrance. So pit stops are underway, top screen and bottom screen. They're going in off wets, and what they're changing to, we need to watch what happens when the fuel gets to 100 and see what tyres flash up. If it stays wet when they hit 100, we know they're still on the wets, but they should be going to inters, shouldn't they really? So what have we got? We've just got 11.5 minutes to go. roughly the same similar sort of fuel balance between the top and the bottom screen. Don't really know what's going to happen here. Top car is number 1 on the road, but running second. So there's one car in the pits on the top screen. It's got what? Does it say 75? It's gone to inters, come back out with 75% of fuel. That's what you'd expect to happen with 10 minutes to go. Or 13 minutes to go, should I say. What is it? 10 minutes to go. 10.45. So we're down to 1 on the rain gauge. There's a bit of standing water about because the top one flicked, but inters of the tyre to be on right now. So bottom screen's on wets, top screen's on inters, and he could run all the way to the end. There's no rain on the forecast. Look on the horizon there on that rain gauge. You can see the bottom one's just changed. He's looking at his fuel map now because he's considered there's no rain to come. So any rain that comes now will be after the end of the race. But he's concentrating on trying to catch up, and he is catching. But let's look at his times. He's on wets, he knows he is. Oh, he was gonna pit, changed his mind, he's gonna go for one more lap. He's lapping up to 4th, Mr. Hizal, so he's lapped everybody except for 2nd and 3rd. Is Hizal? No, he's not going to come back up the other side, he's just going to batter him from behind. So top screen. "21 seconds behind the car in front, and he's getting overtaken by that fella. Somebody's trying to lap himself, but we're not going to have that. We've got a quarter of a tank left. Sorry, half a tank left with under 10 minutes to run. Going to truck down to 8 minutes to go by the looks of it. And the bottom screen is catching up to try and win on the road. This will be interesting to see the difference. So there's a start, there's the back straight between them. What we're looking for is for the position 1 car. There's 4th place, just unlapped himself. What we're looking for on the top screen is for the 1st place car to now pit and change to intermediates, and that will even the race up. And if it takes 20 seconds just to pit for a change of tyres, it's going to be very tight and close. It's going to be very tight and close. Bottom screen is some 20 seconds ahead on the road, so if we needed to change off these wets and intermediates, it's the same picture above and below. Wow, this is interesting stuff. At the moment, the right call, I believe, is the bottom screen, because you're in 1st place, you're on the wrong tyre, but you're ahead on the road, and you've got time to pit and come out on the right tyre, and you might just have to fight. What we know is we're running a higher PP than those guys, so we're faster on the road because we've managed to overtake from up to 20th up to 1st. The bottom screen's gone to the pits. He's changing to hards. He's skipped the inters. He's gone from wets to hards. Was that the right thing to do? Was that actually a mistake? Should he have gone to inters? Looking at the rain gauge, it's below the 1st mark, so slicks could apply. Slicks could apply. But we're not going to take fuel, we're just going to take tyres, surely. There is a way, that's correct. So top screen and bottom screen, everybody's starting to pit. Bottom screen is out in 1st place on the hards. I don't know if that was the right call. Track might be a bit slippy, but once it does turn, he's using a lot of mud there. Top screen then. We've probably got 5 or 6 laps of this race left. If we're running 1 minute lap times, there's 7 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go. So there's 6 or 7 laps to go at this point. What does that actually mean? Bottom screen is actually doing fine. Top screen, we're fighting with the same guy. The 4th place guy just gets ahead. He gets the blue flags, tells him to slow down, then he drops back behind us. He must be on the soft tyre or the intermediate, soft or the hards, or maybe the medium. I'm saying them all. There we go. He must be on a better compound tyre than the Inters, because he gets there and he has to slow down because he's interfering with, so he's just slowing us down, which is poor. We don't need that when we're trying to win this race, and we are second on the track, so we're actually first on the track in the upper screen, because look at that, we're running down the back straight on lap 50. The car below on the bottom is coming through to the back straight on lap 50. So top screen is looking for the first guy to pit if he's on those tyres, but the track is just looking a bit wetter. Don't know, there's people again on intermediates pitting in the top screen and the bottom screen, exactly the same guys. 4th place is pitting, he's changed to softs. There you go, 4th place on the top screen. What's he gone to? We're going to watch that until he chooses to do what he does. He's gone to hards. He's gone to racing hards. 21 seconds behind on the top screen, and on bottom screen with some 31 seconds in the lead. So bottom screen, I'm gonna crucify this one. I'm gonna tempt fate. He looks like he's got this one. 4 minutes to go, 4 laps. He's on hard compound tyre. The water is running off of the track. It's drying out nicely. We've got a really good clean dry line. Top screen is running Inters. The track is just starting to show wet, and the Inters are just starting to look like they're starting to wear. First real time in the race any tyre started to look like it's wearing. So we're cutting into that corner on the top screen. We're actually ahead of the car in the bottom screen. We're not planning to pit in the top screen. We're going to go all the way to the end. Bottom car is going to go all the way to the end. There's no more pitting for either. 3 minutes, just under 4. 3 minutes 50 seconds to go. Both screens. Top screen, leader's gone in for wet. He's on wet tyres on 7% of fuel. So he's going to need to fuel. If he's going to come off tyres, he's going to come off the wets. So he's going to change tyres and take fuel. How long's he going to be? He's not actually into the pit yet. He's not actually in. So we've gone past the start of the pit straight, and it's given us, he's taken to 20%, and he's going to come out in front by the looks of it. There he is. That's him there, coming out that corner into turn 1. But it looked like he came out on wets. Why is he on wets? The track's almost dry. Bottom screen, he's in first place. He's going through the start-finish line. That puts him 2 minutes 54. There's a chance of 2 more laps there. He's on lap 53, top screen. We're in second place. The leader is pulling away. We're struggling to catch him. He's just under 3 seconds ahead. We dive into the last corner. We really take a chunk out of him. We're going to chase him down. He's got enough fuel on board to go to the finish. We've got 2 laps to do this. Can't believe my eyes. He's gone to the pits. He's pitted. He probably hasn't taken enough fuel. And he's definitely on the wrong tyre. He's pitted with 22% of fuel. What's he doing? We're in first for the first time. That is absolutely awesome. Don't let it go to red though. We've changed the fuel map to 1 on these Inters. Oh my, this could be tricky. Why have we done that? Because there's 2 laps to go and we just want to make distance. Oh, bottom screen, we've left the circuit. Oh, gone swinging about all over the place. Oh, lost the back end again. We're on the hard tyres. We got onto the grass, onto the wet. Let's spin it round. Come on. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Oh, the back end everywhere. So that's what happens on the... That was my question about whether it was a mistake changing to the hard. Should we have just... Oh, he's gone off the circuit again. The hard tyres have cooled down, they've lost everything, they've lost all the grip. Come on, get it back together, change that fuel map down. So top screen, 54th lap. Coming round to take the 55, and it will be 56 because... No, 55. Here we go, on to 55 with... Looks like a minute and 4 seconds to go. Bottom screen. We may just make it round and have another lap. So that'll give us 55. Top screen might make lap 56. Might do. So both first on the road in the races respective. Bottom screen coming round now to take another lap. There we go, with less than time. So this is on his last lap, 55. Top screen's on lap 55. Will he be able to come round and make lap 56? Here's the question. 17, 16, 15. Round the final bend. Yeah, through the lap with 4 seconds to go. So there it is. Focus on the bottom screen now. He's in first place. He's actually going to win the race, but he's also got fastest lap, which is interesting. Top screen hasn't. But if it wasn't for the incidents, because the bottom screen's had 4, I'd say 4 separate incidents. Gone off the track twice, 3 times, and hit the pit wall entrance sign. So here he comes round. Clock's on 0. In first place. This was the chap that ran fuel map 3 from the start. He won the race. He was more convincingly in the front. Maybe made a mistake on tyres at the end of the race. He went to hards instead of inters. Probably went to wets wrongly because the top car ran inters all the way through. So my call there is inters. When you're running inters, run fuel map 5. And there it is, folks. Top screen coming to the end. Closing it out through first. And he ran out of fuel on the line. Did you see that? Ran out of fuel. And there it is, folks. There's your 1 hour of Tsukuba in the touring cars. And you can see my monetary gain at the end. And thank you very much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you that's subscribed. Here we go. Here's the summary from the top screen, which has just gone. Quick flash of the replay, and there it is. That's us done. So appreciate everyone for watching. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one. Let me know if you want to just see a single lap view of this race. Take care.